reptile friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is India, aka Anacondriac, and today's video I am answering your questions that you have sent to me on Twitter. Yeah, let's get started. I can't wait to see what you have asked me. So the first question is from Rattatea, and she has asked me, which snake do you wish was more popular and why? I would probably have to say rat snakes. I really like rat snakes. They come in so many different species. Personally, I love the rhino rat snake. That's one of the animals that I would love to own one day. And I think compared to like corn snakes, king snakes, gopher snakes, pythons and boas, they don't get enough love. Like, come on, let's get some rat snake appreciation going in here. So yeah, Rattatea, my answer is rat snakes. So Rattatea has actually sent me another question, and that is, what is my favourite flavour of ice cream or sorbet? Before I went vegan, I would have to say probably raspberry ripple. Now I am vegan, it's so hard to find like dairy-free ice cream where I am, so I like a good sorbet, raspberry sorbet. Anything with raspberries in it, that's always my favourite. And the last question from Rattatea is, when am I getting rats? So I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel. I used to keep rodents when I was little. At different times in my childhood I had 2 different mice, I had a hamster. I love them all very much. I wouldn't have them again. It broke my heart when they all died. I must have been only like 5 or 6 when my first mouse died, and I was distraught. I get very attached to pets very easily, and for the ones with shorter lifespans, it's rough. I mean, I cried buckets when my orchid mantis died, and yeah, like, it doesn't matter how small the animal, I get attached very easily. So I don't know if I could have rodents again, because they're so small in comparison to like Louis, my ball python, who hopefully is going to live for like 25 years. Rats don't live very long. My best friend of a good few years had rats. She had one called Bandit. He was now Bino. Bandit had my heart. He looked like a little mini polar bear. I love that rat like he was my child. And Bandit died on Christmas Day one year, and I think a part of me died with him. So for now I am just content to watch all the amazing rat and rodent and hamster YouTubers do their thing and make all these cute enclosures. I love rodent videos, but you know, maybe one day I might get a hamster or something, but I'll leave the rodent loving to you guys, because they just break my heart. They break my heart. My heart can't cope with rats. They're too cute and they don't last long enough. Plus, because I feed rats to my snakes, I don't think I could keep pet rats. I don't know if I could ethically, in my head, morally be able to keep pet rats when I've got like 50 more in the freezer. I don't think I could differentiate between feeder rats and pet rats. I don't think my brain could cope with that. So that's just me. Thank you for all your questions, Rattatea. I really appreciate them. Thank you so much. Next is Curtis. Curtis has actually asked me so many questions, so let's crack on with his. So the first one is, what's my favourite ball python morph? So I am back and I have Louis with me. The banana morph is definitely my favourite morph of ball python. Yellow is my favourite colour, and that's part of the reason why I fell in love with Louis. I love him. He is so cute and yellow. Yes, you're my little Nana, aren't you? Yeah. So Curtis, banana ball pythons are my favourite, definitely, but they are all beautiful. I don't think that there's any ugly morphs. Apparently there are certain people who think high white pieds, like my lovely Cleo, are ugly, but I love her. I think snakes are also beautiful no matter what morph. If they're wild type, if they have a fancy morph, all snakes are beautiful, but yellow ones are my favourite. So the next question from Curtis is, what was your first pet? Now, I did say this briefly in one of Rattatea's questions. I kept mice when I was younger, and my first ever pet was a white mouse called Sniffy. And I loved Sniffy so much. I don't have any photos, I don't think, of any of my rodents. I wish I did, but yeah, Sniffy was lovely. He was just your typical male mouse. He was lovely. He lasted a couple of years. He lived a full life and he died, and I was heartbroken. I was scarred. And then after that was a black mouse, a female this time, called Babe, because I used to love the film Babe as a kid. You know, the one with the little pig and the pig speaks and he lives on a farm. Babe, that's a blast from the past. Anyway, yeah, I used to have a mouse called Babe, and after Babe died, we had Hammy the hamster, and which I thought Hammy was the most original name, by the way. I thought I was just the new Albert Einstein for coming up with the name Hammy for my hamster. And it's only now, looking back, do I realise India, you know what, 7-year-old India, no. You weren't clever. Next question from Curtis is, what is one aspect of poor husbandry that you find to be the worst with ball pythons? Probably the idea that you can keep them in tubs. Now, all of mine are in tub setups, but that doesn't mean that because you keep them in a tub that they can be bare. No. You can keep them in a tub for humidity reasons. That's what I do. I find it a lot easier to maintain the humidity in a plastic tub. But I think a lot of people take advice from more of the industrial scale breeders that they see on the internet and do basic setups with just a tub and a water bowl. That's it. Like, no, you need at least 2 hides, you need enrichment, ideally you need substrate. Like, you need to have a proper tank. Just because you see people on the internet doing very basic setups for them or for their reasons doesn't mean you should do it for you. And ball pythons definitely need more than just a very basic tub and a water bowl and maybe a hide. They need a lot more enrichment than that. So yeah, that's probably my main kind of husbandry problem that I find. Where are you going, Louis? He's having an explore. Next one is, where do I stand on reptile expos or shows? I don't know. I have never been to one, so I can't comment. I would like to go to Doncaster this year, hopefully. We will see. I don't really want to comment on reptile expos or shows because I haven't been to one, so I don't think it's my place to comment. Next question is, what are your opinions on feeding live versus frozen thawed? In the UK, I do believe it is illegal to feed live animals to snakes. I believe it does count as animal cruelty. So I've never fed live at all. All my snakes are on frozen thawed. And I'm really happy with it. So yeah, but I think in the States it is more prevalent to feed live. I haven't experienced it, so I honestly can't comment. But I think having kept rodents in the past, I would be fairly traumatised if I had to feed a live one. But then if it's what you've got to do to feed your snakes, I guess you just do it. But because it's not done here, I don't know, and therefore I don't want to comment properly because I don't fully know what I'm talking about when it comes to live feeding. So purely for that reason, I prefer frozen thawed. I've had no problems with it. Yeah. We really should be asking Louis. Louis, what do you think about frozen thawed? He says he likes them. He likes them. He thinks they're very tasty. 10 out of 10 would have a frozen thawed rat again. So I think that's the highest praise, isn't it, Lubu? Oh, and the last question from Curtis is, what is the one hidden talent that you have that not many people know about? I've got no idea. I've actually got no idea. I can play the piano. I don't think many people know that. Oh, Louis knocking over my sign. Louis, you vandal. Where are you going? Yeah, I don't think I have many hidden talents. I think if I do have hidden talents, they're hidden even to me. Wait. Come here. You can't go down here. No. There we go. That should stop him from wrecking my decorations. Ooh, next up is Zara from Zara's Zoo, and she has asked me what's my favourite snack. At the moment I have made a couple of different vegan recipes and I am loving the banana chocolate walnut muffins that I have made. I want to do a video for my Louis. I want to do a video for my channel about them because they're just so tasty, and I like to make a big batch and then keep them to snack on. Can I help you? Another one from Zara, what's your favourite morph? Louis, obviously. Banana. What's my favourite wild animal? Apart from reptiles, I love red pandas. I love red pandas. I actually love normal pandas as well, but red pandas are definitely my favourite. Definitely. Jessica Fennin from Jessica's Animal Friends asked me what is my dream pet and why. Now, I would have to say a rhino rat snake. They are on the top of my kind of wish list for what pets I would love to own. I would also love the chance to either own or work with a big snake like a female Burmese or a Rattatea. I don't know if I could own one because I am very small and they are very big. But yeah, rhino rat snake, definitely. They're gorgeous and I've actually found a breeder, so hopefully this year I will get to have my dream pet. I can't wait. There will be further updates if I do decide to go through with buying my rhino rat snake. So yeah, stay tuned for that later on this year. Victoria Raechel asks me, how did you get into snakes? So I have had bearded dragons for years now, and I've always had an interest in reptiles and animals from a young age. When I'd had my beardies for a couple of years, I got more into the reptile community. I saw people owning snakes. I realised that they were actually really interesting and that I would like to own one. And it took me a while to persuade my mum to let me have snakes because she was terrified of snakes. But it was hilarious because I got Louis home, within half an hour of bringing him home, my mum was like, ooh, snake, he's gorgeous, what's his name, can I hold him, blah, 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 blah. And now she loves Louis, she loves all my snakes. She's not scared at all, so just a little funny story. But I couldn't have snakes for a couple of years. I was actually an air hostess for 3 years, so I couldn't really keep many animals. And then when I quit that job and when I got my current job, I work part-time at a shop, I was able to devote all my attention to getting some more pets and starting my channel, and I got Louis and I never looked back. I love you so much, even though you have wrecked my backdrop. And final question of today is from Emmy, and she asks me, if you could be any species of snake, what would you be? I don't know. I would probably say a milk snake because they are very brightly coloured. I feel like I enjoy bright colours. I love dyeing my hair funky colours. I'm quite small myself. Milk snakes do tend to stay very small depending on which species that you get. And they can be a bit sassy. I can be a bit sassy too, you know. I can hiss at people if I want to. So I would probably say I would be a milk snake if I was a snake. I would be a sassy little milk snake. And yeah, I think that is it for all our questions today. If you want to ask me a question in the future, just write me on Twitter and include the hashtag #Anacondriac, and your question might make it into the next episode. You can ask me anything. It can be about snakes, reptiles, life, general things, and I will try and answer all the questions that I get. Yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It has been a bit different, but I've really enjoyed filming it. If you haven't had enough of me already, you can actually find me on Instagram now at Anacondriac, the same way that it's spelt here in my YouTube name. If you like the colour yellow and reptiles, then you will definitely like my Instagram feed. Yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and tell me what you thought in the comments below. I would love to hear back from you. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already and click the little notification button and you will never miss one of my uploads. Until next time, bye guys!